Honeybees are a vital part of our ecosystem, as bees pollinate 80% of the world's plants. But the bee population is in decline on a global scale, since they face many threats, from habitat loss to the use of toxic pesticides. Christine Rhodes recognized this issue and wanted to do her part to save the bees. This mother of two from Pennsylvania decided that her way to aid in the increase of the bee population was to learn how to beekeep.
So about 5 years ago, I started beekeeping because I was reading about the bees and their plight and how they pretty much have everything going against them right now. Between the loss of their environment, the damage humans are doing to them with pesticides and everything else. So I started reading more and more about them to try to figure out what I could do. And then the more I read about them, the more intrigued I got about them. And the more intrigued I got about them, the more I realized I'd like to try beekeeping. And so I didn't want to hurt the bees. I also didn't want to hurt myself. So I decided to be an apprentice for about 3 or 4 months to learn about them, to see if it's something I could do and it's something I wanted to do. And I did that, and I realized I love bees. When I started beekeeping, I started with one hive. And I didn't really know what I was doing. And that hive did not survive the first year. So then everyone told me, if you have one hive, you might as well have two, because it increases your chances. So the next year I got two hives. And sure enough, one did make it through the winter. And I got really proud of myself. And I realized that it's actually, if I'm doing all the work anyway, I might as well have more than one hive. So I actually went from one hive to two hives to four hives. And I started learning how to catch swarms.
A swarm is a group of healthy bees that leave their hive with the old queen to find a new colony. Christine has been called to rescue swarms in her community, whether they're in high school trash cans, to trees, to houses, to the sides of local businesses. She moves them from their unideal locations and transports them in her car and gives them nice, safe homes right in her backyard.
Beekeeping and taking care of hives is a year-round job. It starts in the spring when I get my hives or my new hives, or I catch a swarm, and I have to make sure I feed them and take care of them and make sure that they have enough wax and frames to last and help them get big and strong so they can make it through the winter. They have everything going against them, and I would like to be an advocate for the bees.
And she is doing quite that by trying to educate as many people as possible. Sometimes it means introducing neighbors to bees to ease fears, and other times it may include being featured on the Weather Channel.
So I recently was featured on the Weather Channel because a meteorologist there wanted to save the bees. And she knew that I was a beekeeper, and so she reached out to me to see if she could help educate people. And that was a really nice experience because I know she was able to help reach a lot more people and educate them about bees and what they can do to help them. In a bee colony, there you have the queen bee, you have the worker bees, you have the soldier bees, you have the cleaner bees, you have the undertaker bees. All of them are girl bees, and they do all the work. There are drones, those are the boy bees, but they don't do any work. So really all the girl bees out there do all the work, all the pollination. They're the ones who help the environment out. I try to do what I can to help them out.
Not everyone has to take up beekeeping. Doing things like giving bees water through bird baths or using less pesticides can help save them. So, join Christine and help do your part to save the bees.